Boo! I'm back! How are you? Hoping you have a safe October. Now, let's talk about a B movie to celebrate. You ever heard of anything called Lawnmower Man? I'm guessing not, so let's talk about it. Lawnmower Man is a movie made in the year 1992. It's a science fiction horror B movie. Our film is about Dr. Angelo, the inventor of Project 5, a virtual reality program that's designed to transform people into weapons, and also boost their IQ, but mostly weapons due to government funding. The first test subjects of this Project 5 research lab were apes. However, this turned out to be a bad idea because one of the chimps goes on a rampage for the lab with a loaded weapon, just because he couldn't tell the difference between the virtual reality program and real life. After his experiments failed to create psychic ape super soldiers, Dr. Angelo recruits Job. Job is a groundskeeper with a below average IQ who's been bullied by a lot of townspeople. And Dr. Angelo decides to recruit him for Project 5. Actually, I kind of take that back a bit. When I say Dr. Angelo recruited Job, that's not really what happens, per se. The actual events that happen are this. Dr. Angelo, oh dear. He decides to abduct an unwitting man off the streets to be his lab rat for his next experiment. And then, Dr. Angelo proceeds to subject Job to a combination of IQ boosting video games, along with various different chemicals that were untested and meant to boost the mind and expand the IQ of a person. Dr. Angelo did this because he didn't want to admit he was wrong. A combination of not wanting to give up on a failed experiment that he really should have. And after that, Dr. Angelo shot himself in the foot. The private military company Dr. Angelo was working for subjected Job to some of their more powerful drugs, which makes Job more aggressive. As a result, Job starts thinking he's God and then goes on a crazy rampage out of revenge of every single person who harmed him. It basically turns into Carrie mixed with Reboot or any other Rainmaker Studios cartoon. Also, Job's godhood really isn't all that cracked out to be. Honestly, Job looks kind of like Max Headroom if he was designed by David Cronenberg. You know, Dr. Angelo, giving Job a higher IQ would just be enough for him. Was it really necessary to give Job the ability to blow up things with his mind? Oh please, we'd be better off with the chimps. The worst they do is just make everything Donkey Kong 64 every day. Now, if you do intend to watch this film, be warned, there's a lot of weird imagery and it can get pretty unnecessarily creepy at times. Now, I'm going to do a few rounds of trivia with you, not necessarily as a quiz, but just wanting to share some miscellaneous information I heard about the film. Ready? Let's continue. There's a really bizarre deleted scene in this film. A lot of people wonder why Dr. Angelo's wife randomly leaves the film. According to the director's cut, she was originally going to come back and get mind-possessed by Job, and then forced to take out the private military contractors that Dr. Angelo originally worked for. They were sent to the area that Dr. Angelo conducted the tests on Job. So Job winds up mind-possessing Dr. Angelo's wife, and forces her to take out the private military contractor agents with a submachine gun, and then gets executed with a Gatling weapon. Next, the film nowadays is best known for the legal action Stephen King took to remove his name from the film. This is because it was very far removed from his source material, which was a story about a man who hires a lawn mowing company, which involves a satyr and a possessed lawnmower. I don't think you could make a film out of that. Rumor has it every time they put Stephen King's name on a box of this thing, the company publishing the film would lose more and more money. Along with The Shining, this is considered one of Stephen King's least favorite adaptations of his work. Then again, because he made Maximum Overdrive, he's in no position to judge. Next, Lawnmower Man got 3 different video game adaptations, and they're all bad. They're for the SNES, Sega Genesis, and CD-ROM. Next, Lawnmower Man got a sequel, and it's a bad one too, and it's hard to find. It's PG rated and is about the kid from Last Action Hero fighting Job. It's just as dumb as it sounds. Also, in the sequel to Lawnmower Man, it features the actor who played Max Headroom. As shocking as it sounds, in the sequel only, he's Job. That is so weird. Another thing about Lawnmower Man. A J-drama called Time Ranger, that was one of the many bases for the Power Ranger series, actually features a villain who's very similar to Job, and this villain turns out to be the primary one of the series. This villain is called Gen. He's a robot. Going into him is a big spoiler if you do want to see the series, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. And finally, for all you adult viewers, you can watch Lawnmower Man, Time Ranger, and the series that spawned Power Rangers all on a website called Shout TV. The website is both free, and you can also watch the series for free. In the meantime, see you on Halloween. Be safe out there. Bye!